After the NYSC orientation camp, thousands of young graduates across Nigeria received their posting letters, some to big cities, others to small towns. For many, it is a movement of mixed emotion, excitement, fear, even tears. Among them were four young women, Kemi, Ada, Halima, and Tolu. They hadn't known each other before, but NYSC had brought them together. Their posting, a remote village deep in the southern Riverine region, a place called Indiriba. Their journey began in excitement. They laughed through the long bus ride, singing and teasing each other as they passed endless forests. At the last motorable point, a local man told them, "You are going to the river. You can only reach there by boat. There is no road." They exchanged uneasy looks. "We didn't plan for this," Adam murmured. "Should we turn back?" Tolu asked. But they had come too far. After a moment of silence, they nodded and climbed into a wooden boat. The water was dark and still. After nearly an hour, they arrived. When they arrived at the riverbank, the village came into view, small and quiet. As they stepped off the boat, women danced and hailed them. Children clapped and followed. The coppers felt truly welcome. The king met them at the palace, an old man with bright eyes and a smile. They were given a clean hut near the village school. Soon, life in the river felt almost perfect. Every day, villagers brought them gifts, yam, fruit, and palm oil. The school children adored them. One morning, as they stepped out of the hut, they noticed strange white chalk pattern. Kemi bent down to look closely. She felt uneasy about it. Later that day, Kemi asked some of her students if they knew anything about the mark. They only shook their head and said they had never seen anything like that. Kemi tried to smile, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. One night, Kemi slept and dreamed of women dressed in white wrappers, moving in a slow circle around the hut, chanting softly around a small bowl of water. Their eyes glowed white. She woke up sweating. The next morning, Kemi told others about her dream. "Kemi, you think too much before you sleep." Kemi brushed it off and tried to forget. Tolu had a strange dream. She said, "Kemi, I had a strange dream. There were women dressed in white. You need to live here." Kemi said firmly. They all agreed to tell Ada and Halima. That night, they sat together by the kerosene lamp, talking quietly. Tolu and Kemi brought up their dreams again and suggested they apply for redeployment. "You both think too much," Ada said, laughing. Kemi and Tolu said nothing more. They quietly wrote a redeployment letter, citing security concerns. Weeks later, approval came. Kemi and Tolu packed their khakis and left in the river. Halima and Ada stayed. Life went on. The gifts kept coming, food, clothes, and kind words from every corner of the village. The nights grew louder. Fires burned by the riverside. Women whispered and stared as Alima and Ada passed. That evening, they stood quietly outside their huts, watching the small fires. A mad woman began shouting whenever they walked by. "Run away! Run away from here!" she screamed. "They will take you. They will use you." But Alima and Ada ignored her. The next day, two women arrived with new wrappers. Tonight, the festival dance will hold. As evening fell, they were dressed in white wrappers and led towards the palace. The courtyard glowed red from the firelight. Drummers beat slowly. The king and chiefs sat in silence. Then the drumming stopped. "Bring them forward," the chief commanded. Alima and Ada exchanged frightened glances. The villagers began to chant, "Miroma, Miroma, Miroma." Suddenly, shouting filled the air. The mad woman ran into the crowd, her eyes fierce. "Leave them alone," she cried. She rushed towards Halima and Ada, pulling at the rope tied behind their wrappers. "Run," she screamed. Barefoot, they ran into the dark forest, and the mad woman's voice echoing behind them. They reached the river bank, panting, the mad woman pointing at a boat. "Take it, don't look back." Before they could thank her, she vanished into the dark. They paddled for hours until they reached the nearest town. From there, they stumbled into a police station, trembling, wet, and terrified. They never returned to the river. Later, they learned the truth. Every year, during Ebomiri, the villagers of Ndiriba offered young women as sacrifice to Miroma, the river mother, in exchange for prosperity and protection. And the madwoman, she was once a copper too. Halima and Ada never returned to the river. Their files were marked to be deployed, but sometimes when it rains, Ada says she still hears women singing faintly in the distance. Moral lessons of the story: trust your instincts. Your gods can sense danger. Not all gifts are blessings. Some kindness hide dark intention. Not everyone is safe. Evil wears friendly face too. Tradition isn't always right. Question what causes harm. Thank you for watching Drums of Ages. Please subscribe for more stories.